not been the best day of my life. I just got beat. We're in stocks and bonds, and that's not financial stocks and bonds either. We're in stocks and bonds. It's a bad evening. It's a bad day. It really looks bad. We don't even know what our future is.
Come on.
But it's about that time at midnight. Isn't it amazing that God always comes when it's a midnight? Woo! Don't you come in the bright of the day and I see what's going on. I'm going to come in your midnight hour. I'm going to come when it's not a convenient season. I'm going to come when it's not the right time. I'm going to come when you say the time of things is not yet. That's what I'm going to appear and say. I want something from you. And the Bible says at midnight, Paul and Silas begin to sing praises unto God. I'm preaching to somebody tonight. I know it's bad. I know it's midnight. I know it's... But the Holy Ghost is telling you tonight, you'll praise me if you have some faith. Isn't it always amazing when God says, how about now?
Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Let me tell you a story on myself. Years ago, I was living in the state of Illinois. And I just started evangelizing with Patsy. I was going to start a revival on a Sunday. That revival was going Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. My home church was a revival. But they were doing Wednesday through Sunday. So I was home end of the first week there. And so they had an evangelist. So I said, well, we're going to church. That's what we do, we're going to church. And so Wednesday night, I sat in the front. I was walking around there, praising and worshiping God. All service going on, praying for folks. And the Holy Ghost, I needed a miracle. I really did. I desperately needed a miracle. And the Holy Ghost said, you'll get down on the floor of the road, I'll give you a miracle. Now, I know somebody's trying to get a visual right now. That's years ago. And I was like, I want to roll. Yeah. What glory could you get out of me rolling in the floor? I mean, the days of the holy rollers are over.
Come on.
And I mean, I just made up my mind. I'm not going to do it. So on the way home, I told my wife about it. I said, you know what? I said, you're not going to do this. And boy, I was about to get a sermon. You need to tell me you preach to the folks they need to obey God and you don't have to.
Come on. Come on.
And so the next day, I decided I was going to go. So I went to the closet. I got the oldest suit, which was most of the ones I had. I got the oldest suit out, put it on, went to church, walked right back up to the same spot in the altar during the altar call. I was ready to roll. Not one thing happened. So I was convinced, and I told my wife on the way home, that it was like Abraham. God really didn't want me to kill my son. He just wanted to see if I was willing to do it. So I didn't have to roll. God just wanted to see if I was willing to roll. That make sense?
Amen.
So I was like, hey, I passed the test. So there was a suit salesman that had come through a few weeks before. He pulled a trailer. He had all these suits in this trailer. He'd walk on this trailer. He'd go from city to city selling those Swedish knit suits. And so I bought one that hadn't worn it yet. It was a real deep charcoal gray. I can still see it. And I can still see the tie. So I put it on, went to church that night, walked in the pastor's office, and he's like, is that a new suit? Yeah, it's a new suit. Man, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, it's a new suit. And service went on, all service cards. I'm down there walking around praying for folks. And I hear this voice that said, okay, how about now? It's not yet. You missed the season. Last night was Holy Roller night. Tonight is style and profile. He said, okay, I'll just take your miracle and do this. But wait a minute. So I made up my mind that I was going to row. But here I was going to row. I was just going to get the floor and kind of rock back and forth. Nobody even see it. And then I'd get up and I'd obey God. So I was over here when I started in the church. I was way over here in the corner. And I was just going to, roll back and forth. But when I come to, I was all the way on the other side of the church, stuck up underneath the front pew, because when I opened my eyes, two things happened. Number one, I seen all this gum stuck to the front pew. And number two, I thought, oh my God, I bet I busted my zipper. Isn't it crazy? I'm like, I don't even give up. I have totally humiliated myself. So after a while, I humbly come out from underneath the pew, sat down with my head down. I was trying to act spiritual. And I said, oh God. So I sat there for a long time. They dismissed service. We get in the car. And on the way home, I asked my wife again. I said, tell me, what did it look like? She said, why? I said, was it bad? She said, no. I said, come on now, don't. Really, I'm serious. And out of my peripheral view, I could see her start. And I said, well, how? She said, it was horrible. She said, I've never seen anything like it. She said, you roll a while, then you jerk around, you flop. She said, you cleared out the whole altar area. She said, then you roll across, you went this way, you went that way, you went up and down the house, and then you finally ended up underneath the front pew. She said, it was really funny. So I went on to my revival. Tuesday I got a phone call, and the miracle out of nowhere, the miracle that I desperately needed that Tuesday morning manifested itself, and God provided. You know what I'm trying to tell you here tonight in a real simple way? It's always those times that you say, it's just not a good time, it's just not the right season. I feel like that Moses, he tells the people, he says, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. You know the story at the Red Sea?
Amen.
Have you ever read the next verse? Yeah. Why criest thou for unto me, Moses? Tell the people to go forward. Now the verse before, Moses told the people, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. And the next verse, God said, I didn't tell them to stop. Tell them to go forward. But you don't understand, God. There is a Red Sea in front of us.
Come on.
I mean, you got to be kidding, God. What are we going to do? Isn't it amazing when God always tells you to go forward?
Yes.
It's always, you say to stop. I mean, our situation, I talked to somebody right now in the Holy Ghost.
Come on.
Our situation right now says stop and be still. Now, personally, when he said be still, I don't think he meant stop your forward movement. I think what he was trying to tell them is, why don't you come out of your world where everything's doing this, and you come over into my eternal world?
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
You're trying to sort this out through your intellect. All this hustle bustle of your mind. But if you come over here in my world where everything's already predicted, it's already done.
Yes.
You wouldn't be so stressed out now about what you're going to do and what your next step is. I'm talking to somebody the Holy Ghost. And we want to stop and wait till everything is perfect and everything is lined out and God sets everything up and there's no conflict and there's no difficulty, but God